Okay, you're welcome back. So in this tutorial, we are going to introduce you to VS Code. Okay, like I told you in the previous tutorial that you have to download and install VS Code and use it for this tutorial. All right. So VS Code is a very popular text editor. It's a text editor, one of the most popular, if not the most popular text editor. Makes coding extremely easy. Okay, with it you are going to enjoy coding. All right, go, and that is what we are going to use in this tutorial. So how do you install it? So you just have to install it. You go to Google. Okay, let me end this show. So we'll go to Google for installation. Just type in, maybe you can say download VS Code. Okay, you see this first link, say code.visualstudio.com. That's what we need. Okay, you click on it. Awesome. Then from here now, you now choose your platform. So I'm using Windows. If you're using Mac, if you're using Linux, okay, whichever, it depends on the window you are using. I mean, it depends on the operating system you are using. Okay, I'm using Windows. So you just click here to download it. Right, but I already have it installed, so that might not be need for me to download. If I just click to download now, click on download, it's downloading. You get that? But I will stop it. Okay, I will stop it. Anyway, let me stop it. That's okay. So it will download. After downloading, if you go to program, let's say download folder here. Downloads, you are going to see it here wherever it is. Let me look for the ones I downloaded before, or let me increase its size so that you see. Let's look for it. Okay, it seems we don't have it anymore here. It seems I've deleted the copy I downloaded. Okay, let's download this quickly. Let's download it. Let me continue. Let's start it again. So it downloaded now. I just actually want to show you how it looks when it's got downloaded. Why it is downloading, let me show you something, please. You know, we have Visual Studio Code. We also have another software for what do you call it? You know, Visual Studio Code is a text editor. We have okay, let me just check it so that it seems I've forgotten it. Good. So we have Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. Okay, so don't confuse Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. Okay, Visual Studio is an IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment. VS Code is a text editor. IDE has so much than text editor, but what we need to use is VS Code for our project. So don't confuse this. I'm talking about this because one of my students downloaded this IDE and got confused. So to avoid confusion, make sure that you visited this code.visualstudio.com and that you are downloading this. So if you look at this, you see that we have a difference between the icon of this one and this one. The color are not the same, and the icon are not exactly the same, even though they are related. Okay, so just so that there are two different things, even though it seems they are different, same manufacturer, but there are two different things. Please download VS Code, not Visual Studio. I hope you get it. So I believe it's downloaded. Look at it. Very good. The VS Code is downloaded. Look at how it is. You get that? Let me zoom it for you. Yeah, this is it. So once it is downloaded, you can double click on it, start the installation process. Just keep clicking on next until you are done with the installation. Okay, once you are done with the installation, it will appear somewhere in your maybe on your desktop, or you can go to start button, look for it. You can also see, like here, you see it here. Then you can click on it to open it. When it opens, it will look like this, more or less like this one. Okay, good. So let me quickly introduce you to what we have here. So once you see it this way, this is just a starting window. Okay, a window that welcomes you. From here now you see that you can open a new file, open a new folder. Okay, open a file that you created. Okay, these are the most recent files I've worked on. Okay, all right. If you close this, because you don't necessarily need to be using from here. From here now you can still get what you want, all the details you want. Okay, this just to welcome you, so that in case if you want to start from somewhere, maybe you're working on something, you can click on it and open it directly. But I'm not opening anything. Just want to make a quick introduction. All right. So if I should close it, it will look like this. Okay. So that said, then let's go here. This is the Explorer. Here, if you want to see the file you're working on, the file structure you're working on, you click here. But for now, we don't have any file we're working on yet. If you want to open any now, you can just click here. Open any file you want to work on. Let me just quickly open one to show you. Okay, let me go to this point. Maybe open my website folder. Awesome. So you see it opens the file. If you now look like here now, you're going to see this file structure of my website. Do you see that? So that's the VS Code, right? All right, that's the file structure. I'm just introducing you to the most important thing you are going to quickly start using as you work. Then this is extension. Extensions help VS Code to perform one task or the other. So you have to install some important extension you're going to use. Okay, so I want to introduce you to some extensions you are going to install, depending on what we are going to work on. We are using React Native. Okay, just when you come here, just type in, I'm listing the extensions you are going to install. Okay, the first one is you're going to install material icon theme. Just type material icon here. If I type material icon here, it will appear. Okay, you see that? But I've installed it. But on your own, you are going to see a button like this. Click on it and it will install. You wait for it to install. All right, then that is the first extension you are going to install. Another one is you install Prettier code formatter. Just type it here and install it. Prettier code formatter. It helps to format your code for you. Then after that, you install React Native, React and Redux snippet. Just type it, it will show. You notice it with this icon. Install it. Then, because we are going to use these snippets, as in it's a kind of a shortcut way of typing your code. Okay, then finally, you can also install simple React snippets. Okay, install all these. Minify, you can also install Minify to minify your code after working on it. Okay, another thing you might consider is highlight matching tag. Like when you click on a tag, the matching one, the closing tag will be highlighted. You can install this one also. Rename tag, auto rename tag. Like when you are renaming a tag, the end tag will also rename automatically. So this will also help. Auto close tag, you also install it. So these ones I mentioned are the most important extensions that you need to install. After the installation, now we're going to start working. Okay, so I just want to quickly introduce you to the VS Code. So in the next tutorial, we are going to start using it. So do our work. Thank you so much. One more thing, please. You need to enable autosave or disable it. It depends on what you want. So in case if you see me enabling or disabling, autosave is when you want to save. You want a situation whereby if you are typing something, that thing will save automatically. Okay, you enable autosave so that you don't need to you don't need to be saving all the time. But sometimes when you are dealing with React Native code, sometimes autosave might if your laptop or your computer is becoming slow, this autosave might start causing error here and there. You understand? So you might disable it and start saving manually. And again, if you also want to use prettier code formatter, you also need to disable autosave. Okay, so all these are what you need to be aware of. Let me disable it for now. Maybe we can enable it later. There are more, but as we walk, you keep learning others. Thank you so much.